All right, everyone, we are here with a very special guest. We are joined by comedian Trevor Wallace.
That's
his
me.
new special on Amazon, Pterodactyl.
Yes.
You took a deep breath before you said it.
Because
it needs the pronunciation.
Yeah. It does. Why such a hard name?
You know, because the people who talk the most shit can't spell pterodactyl. So I want to keep the idiots out. You know, if you can't spell it, they can't even talk shit. No, I just have a joke in the special about pterodactyl and like trying to spell that. And then it just kind of stuck with me. I was like, it's a good, powerful name. There's like 3 dinosaurs that people can name.
Right.
Like, what do we got?
T-Rex.
Pterodactyl, Sagittarius.
Velociraptor.
There's like 3 of them. So it's like...
Velociraptor?
Isn't that a truck?
No, that's like the raptors.
She was like, yeah, the classic
We got the guy left. Raptor.
Velociraptor.
Velociraptor.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, I just think, because I just go immediately Jurassic Park. And like those are the ones that
That's
stuck
my
out
next
to me.
special. Hopefully it'll sue me for the name.
Raptors and the T-Rex and the pterodactyl. What's the one with the really long necks that just eat plants?
Land Before Time.
Yeah.
That...
Yep.
Was that a real movie? Well, those weren't real, were they?
No,
Dinosaurs?
but that dinosaur was real. That type of
I can picture it.
Brachiosaurus.
A what?
Is the neck one. Brachiosaurus.
Brachiosaurus, thank you. Yeah.
You're losing me. I know
Yeah,
pterodactyl. I know T-Rex.
Yes, I did pterodactyl because I thought it was a good, strong name, and it raises the question of like, what the fuck's going on here?
Right.
You know, if I just did something like, I feel like a lot of and my comedy's not like super like woke and edgy, like whoa, it makes you think. It's just like, it's just a guy being a guy. And like one of the thoughts I had was like, it was gonna be called Just a Thought, and my friends are like, why?
Right.
What are you trying to be like? Should you put it in film noir, like black and white?
Really make people think.
Yeah, so I think pterodactyl is just a fun, like you can't, like my podcast is called Stiff Socks because you can't get mad at something about a cum sock. You can't get mad about a special name pterodactyl.
Yeah, right. So I will say this, and it brings us back a little bit, before we started talking, we were like, looking for you to come on the show. I was like, I'm a fan, like how can we get him on the show? And then we saw that you had DM'd us, not to put you on the spot,
please.
But we missed the DM back in 2021.
Which he may or may not believe.
He doesn't believe it.
I don't believe it.
I missed it.
I know women go through DMs like crazy.
I definitely missed it because then we were like, oh fuck, like, do you think he'll come on now that we never answered this?
We had a run, I will say, of a few months years ago, where we did not look at the Chicks in the Office DMs thoroughly enough.
Yeah.
And when we did, we were like, holy shit, we missed
so
much.
many.
I actually remember the day.
Like there was multiple people that we were like, oh my fucking God, we missed all these messages. We look like assholes. Like,
yeah,
we
actually.
missed all these people.
I get it. Yeah. I would never double text you guys, be like, bumping this to the top, circling back.
Right. You wouldn't like create a group chat where it's like you send it to all the accounts.
You then find our personal accounts. No, so when I first started seeing your guys' podcast, Stiff Socks, I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, Stiff Socks. Like, who are these fucking guys?
2 scholars.
And then I started watching the clips, and I was like, oh my God, they're funny.
I
was like, kind of pissed off.
Two funny podcasters.
I was like, oh wow, like they're actually really funny because it was just the name. I was like, but then I was like, no, you guys are really
that's
funny.
what's so funny about it. Like if an article ever tries to like write about it, or like, according to the Stiff Socks podcast, shut up. You went to journalism school so you could type out Stiff Socks.
Yep.
I had a thought. Oh, the DMs missing it. I didn't know about hidden requests until like 6 months ago.
Yeah, us too.
Same. And when we told our producer Noah about the hidden request, we were out to dinner.
He was in there.
No, he was like, I gotta go home and like really vet through these. Like, he was like, I missed a ton of DMs.
I had always seen, like I had seen it, but I just thought that anything that would have gone into that category would be terrible. Like I was like, hidden requests. Oh God! Like why would I ever click on that? That's where they put all the mean DMs.
Yeah, I thought it was just gonna be like everybody from Reddit being like, "Yeah, big nose dumbass."
Exactly. I thought that's
like
that's setting me.
We do kind of look alike.
Oh my God!
I thought they put all the mean.
Say it like that. You can't agree with me. That was a joke. You have to be like, no,
his eyes match. His eyes match your jacket perfectly.
Oh wait, low key.
They honestly match your jacket perfectly.
It's like from here, maybe a little below too. Cover him up. Cover him up.
Doesn't he look like he just sent a DM that was like unopened too? Like, come on, ladies, look at it. Anyways,
no, and I really thought they were all like going to be the worst things that people could ever write about you. And when we finally saw it, because somebody else had told us,
and you were like, don't look at those.
Yeah,
because
Rhea was like, no, I swear there's nice people in there. I don't know why they get put into that category.
All the nice ones got hidden because I was getting all the mean ones in my regular DMs. And then once I found the hidden section, all these wonderful girls complimenting me. I'm like, they want the nice stuff to be hidden.
Instagram's
It was weird.
Sucks.
Totally, because it's like, But it's like every other message. Like one message is a girl is like really, really nice and like asking you for like the link to your jeans. And then like the other one is like, but it's like in a different language and it's like user 49783.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like, okay, I understand why that got filtered out. Like that's not a real
porn
DM.
bots.
Like that's like the porn bots. Like that's not a real DM. But then
I'll
are
respond
like,
to the porn bots.
Yeah.
I don't hold out for
We
anybody.
assume.
don't discriminate
But what's
on
so funny
whether
is-
you're a person or a bot.
You know, AI, baby, I'll fuck
Yep.
anything. But like, I was in a relationship for like 3 years, and then I get out of this relationship, and I said it like, you know, I'm single, I'm doing this, and my like DMs were so dry, and I was like, what is going on? Like, and then I hit hidden request.
I told everyone I'm single.
But I hit the hidden request, and I was like, oh my
Here they are.
Atlantis!
Yeah.
Open up the floodgates.
And there was like legit like people who, like you're saying, you guys missed a lot of guests. There was like people in there. I was like,
Yeah.
you're like. I can't even like say the name. Like,
know, I know.
You're important.
Yeah.
And then you feel like you're like, oh
Steve
my
Buscemi.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to fuck.
With your podcast,
Yes.
you know, Chicks in the Office, we talk about pop culture. Like, we know topics to hit. We know, like, if we don't know what to talk about. No, not like that. I'm just saying, like, if we don't know what to talk about, we're like, let's talk about what this celebrity is doing right now.
Yeah.
How do you guys decide what you're going to talk about? And do you ever get tired of talking about a certain subject? And what do you like talking about the most? That was a loaded question, but I see your clips and they make me laugh a lot. And I'm just like, where does it come from?
You said the word loaded. Now I have a question. What's the best potato? Loaded potato, French fries, what are we doing?
And you're like, and here's the entire next episode.
And this is what happens.
And here's the
literally.
Yep.
I honestly think it's so much just like we don't talk outside of the podcast on purpose. That way when we see each other, we have like a lot to like gossip about. And we're both in like
That
similar
works for guys.
Yeah. It's
You guys really don't talk outside much?
like text here and there.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's like he'll be coming back from like Indianapolis and I'm coming back from Connecticut. And we're like, how was your trip? So we just like catch up on the show.
I think if we did that, our episodes would be 8 hours long. Like, we'd
yeah,
have
because-
so much to say.
Right, because we already talk a ton and we already talk outside of the podcast a ton. So
and we never
if
run out of
didn't
things to
speak-
say.
But yeah, it varies. It's a lot of that, or we'll get into like pop culture stuff. But like honestly, like I don't care what's going on in the world.
Yeah.
Whether it's like this celebrity, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
You know, I like.
Yeah,
to
you're
just,
on the right show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I like to just.
We're like, yeah, no, for sure. No, it's my entire life. But yeah.
I like to be like, was Dr. Pepper actually a doctor? And then just like get into that. Like, I just think that the dumber the conversation, the better.
Yeah.
Oh, we do love dumb. We
Because-
do love a dumb topic. That's
Of course,
for sure.
of course. And it always is what other people are thinking. They're just afraid to say it, really. Like, they've had the same thoughts that you're saying out loud in their head.
And what's great about us is like we had this like same like kind of moment was like we both got in relationships at the same time and then we both were single again at the same time. So we're like experimenting. Like, oh, that's so cool. How are your date? How is this going?
Yeah.
So it's like this fun like back and forth banter and whatnot.
Yeah, so you are pretty open about dating. And I saw recently, we don't know them, Tana and Brooke, but I see the clips, the canceled podcast, and they were fighting over you.
They're fighting over me. I just want to clip that and put my tour dates at the end. Now you can fight over me live in Indianapolis.
What's your reaction when you see that?
I'm like, I know them both, and I'm just like, why me? Like, there's so much hotter out there.
Do you text them, or are you guys like?
I put them in a group chat. After that clip, I sent off a group chat. I said, "Ladies, stop arguing over me." Yeah, I don't know. Well, it's just funny to go on a date with both co-hosts. It's very bizarre. It's very awkward.
And you did.
Yeah.
Because I only saw the part where Tana was like, "Yeah, we made out."
Yeah, then I went to like just a dinner with Brooke, and it's just like single lane like Bachelor. It's like, what podcasters he gonna date? But it's more so like fun to just like.
What a different style of reality show if we make you where you're just like The Bachelor, but every single
a
potential
podcaster?
suitor is a female podcaster. Single female podcasters just all line up.
Listen, I'm throwing out ideas here. Chick in the office? How about chicks in the wedding? What are we doing here? Let's spread it out. But yeah, just like it was a random coincidence. But
Coincidence?
yeah.
I don't know if it's a coincidence when you know that they're
This is
hosts.
also true.
Who did you go on a date with first?
Tana.
Okay. And then how quickly did you go on a date with Brooke?
Oh, like 6 months later. It was
Okay.
like-
Okay.
Yeah,
There
it
was
was-
some time in between.
Yeah, it was like random. I don't even know what sparked it. I think I don't know. There's so many like ways of people like flirting now. It's so confusing.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I liked your story. And I'm like, okay, is that like did your thumb spasm? Did you actually? oh, you commented, but like I can't take everything and be like, yo, she commented. You know,
Right.
Like,
I love how you're acting like you don't know how this came about, but you did go on dates with both of them.
yeah, I did, but like only one. Like if it was good, they would have been like, let's see another.
Right. True.
I don't know. How do you guys date in this city? There's so many hot people walking around. New York is insane.
We're both engaged.
Yeah,
So.
but in
Yeah, well, you found somebody.
Yeah. They
are you doing that on purpose?
No,
Scratching your
I
eye?
was not.
The size of that
Actually
rock.
was not.
Excuse me.
The size of those
actually
rocks.
was not.
Good Lord. Are you guys both married to Gary Vee? I mean, those things are insane. I know you guys have probably talked about where did you guys get proposed to?
I got proposed to in this beautiful garden place on Long Island.
Love it.
I was in Italy.
What a yin and yang.
Yeah.
I mean, Long Island's the Italy of the U.S.
Right,
no?
of course. That's what
How do
people
you feel
say.
about like public ones that are like at like Disneyland?
No, never.
Oh, God, no.
Yeah,
absolutely
isn't
not.
that crazy? Also, it's like there's so many. The second you propose, like 30 seconds later, somebody else is doing it.
Yes.
Your shine is
or like
gone.
if
Or
you're
the
at
people-
a basketball game or
Yeah.
like a bit, you know,
Oh,
on
Jumbotron?
Jumbotron.
Yeah.
You just get put on the spot.
Funny if they miss it. Like, he's like, oh, babe,
Yeah.
we're up. And then by the time
people
you're not
like
up there.
there's,
you
there's
see that?
videos where people say
Yeah.
no. Like that is just terrible.
Did you see at Disney when the guy proposed and the workers were like kicking them off the stage? This was like
Maybe.
in the middle of Disney. They were like, all right, you got to like, and it's like, just,
Let
I don't, you
'em.
know, they probably shouldn't have done it here in the first place, but like, just let them finish. Like
God,
their
that's so
whole
sad.
proposal video is just them getting kicked off the stage at Disney. Or the weddings that happen
No.
at Disney too. People do
Weddings
that.
are?
Yeah, there
Yeah.
was a story that went
Oh, we
viral.
talked about this years ago.
About a couple that got married at Disney and they cut all the food out of their wedding.
Yeah,
So that they could have Mickey and Minnie
Yep.
show up.
Yep.
They were, you know, it's like, do we want Mickey and Minnie or
It
do we
was
want
like
food?
in order to pay the price to have the appearance from Minnie and Mickey.
No.
They had to budget.
They got a
budget
day
cut.
rate?
Yeah, and then
they
they
basically
sent out
said
an
like
email.
they sent out and said like, hey, you know, there's vendors.
there's
like,
vending
you can-
machines.
Like you can go like you can go get like snacks.
If you want
There's
a salty
plenty of other
pretzel.
places around the
Churros,
park to
yeah.
get food. That you then you will have to buy yourself,
Yeah.
and then you can come.
I'm
to-
so pissed.
Yeah.
I'm so pissed. I don't get wedding gifts. I'm like, my presence is enough.
Yeah.
Which is very
that's-
a problem. That's
Right.
not okay. But I do feel like I'm like, what's up, guys? I took a connecting flight
Right.
here. I'm not getting you a
Yeah.
gift.
Well, you know, nowadays there's just 9 million events too, and you like have to
Yeah.
bring a gift to all of them.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, God, Nick. Now that I have been to so many other weddings now, and as
Do you
an,
judge them?
who doesn't judge other
Of course,
people's
I
weddings?
rate them
You
as
have
soon
to.
as I leave.
Oh, you have a buffet? Well,
Yeah.
you should have fucking
No,
butt saved.
but it's like the people that like you have to have a gift for the engagement party. You have to have, and for the ladies, I think it's harder because then you have to gift for the bridal shower. Maybe you bring something to the bachelorette
right.
party.
Yeah.
You're just paying for the bachelorette party as a
bring a
whole. Then you
gift?
bring another gift to the wedding.
Gender reveal? What do you bring?
Gender
You don't know.
reveals?
That was
Do you bring a
interesting.
Michelob? Or
Yeah.
oh, sorry. Do you bring a
Coors
Yeah,
Light.
Coors Light.
Yes, exactly.
or a Four Loco? What's
Yeah.
that baby sucking
Right.
on? Tits?
My sister had a gender reveal this summer, and you know, I was there obviously, and I was
In
like,
Long Island?
yes, that's where I'm from. I feel an undertone
Yeah.
about the Long Island, which I
No,
get.
no,
you know,
no, I'm,
people,
like, from California,
People
like,
have
I'm,
like
like-
their
I'm-
preconceived, you know, thoughts on Long Island.
I just
That's
haven't
where
met
I'm
too many
from. I
Long
love it.
Islanders.
On Long Island.
Yeah. And I was like, I was there, and I was like, wait, I didn't bring a gift. Like, what do you know? We don't know what it is yet.
You go
This
to
is
the
right.
baby and you go, got your
Yeah,
nose. You
right.
one of those.
Because there are also baby showers.
right. Then
You know,
there's
like
more
because
gifts
then
to
it's
that.
like you have the gender reveal
Yeah.
party, and then there's also a baby shower where there's also more gifts. But yeah, no gift. You have to show up to like everything with a gift.
And what did she do for the gender reveal?
It was just like a twisty like confetti thing, like whatever
Oh,
it was.
easy,
Like
yeah.
You could
easy.
just FaceTime me for that. I don't need to go to this.
The best was they were like,
but
it's
at
gonna
least
be
it wasn't
really
like one of those ones where they like are setting off
Yeah,
fireworks.
right. And it was like,
you know.
this is gonna be
want
really
one of those.
intimate, like immediate family, like whatever.
Oh, right.
And everybody in my family, like extended family, the whole backyard was filled.
Oh, I
was
love
like,
that.
Yeah. But going back, you brought up, you said, oh, how do people date here? Like, there's so many hot people
Oh, true.
walking around.
Yeah.
But
Everybody ignores each other here though.
yeah, and
But doesn't that make you want, like if a hot person walks past me, I'm like, oh, and then they don't even make eye contact
No,
with me.
that-
It makes me like be like, she was playing hard to get.
No, it's just like
go crazy.
that's just like she just can't be bothered by anybody talking to you on the street. Like in New York, you are programmed to ignore your surroundings. Like unless there's something really bad happening. But there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
Like whether maybe even if there's like, if you're walking through Penn Station, there's like homeless people screaming. Like you're walking to your train. Like
and you're floating with them,
you're
or
just
okay.
no,
absolutely
but I'm just saying your brain is, I think, trained to like not acknowledge anything that's happening around you.
I feel like when you walk around, you have to be on like airplane mode to the society.
Yes.
You're like, I'm focused on one thing and one thing only.
I know.
Like I've seen people like almost get hit by cars and nobody cares. Like everyone just keeps walking. Like nobody's like, hey, oh my God, are you okay? Like it's just like
in New York,
he'll get up.
You'll see somebody bleeding out on the sidewalk in New York. Like that's just what is common. But I also noticed we just came back from LA like yesterday. There's not a lot of walking going around.
No, and that's what it is. LA feels empty because everybody's in their car.
Yeah.
I was having this conversation where it's like it feels like out here. There's so much movement on the street with people and cars, but it's so condensed. But LA, like you walk down Sunset and see like 4 people.
No, I actually was
like,
and it's
where is
very
everyone?
walkable too. Like
I ran one errand
Parts of it.
in West Hollywood when we were there, and I walked and I was by myself, and it was funny because I was just thinking to myself like, I'm like the only person walking, and I passed a few people, but I was almost scared of them.
Yeah,
because I'm like, why are you out here? But then they were probably also thinking the same thing about me. And there are the people that are walking their dogs. So I'm like, okay, excuse, you're walking your dog. But nobody is just like walking. Like I went from Sunset down to Melrose.
Ooh, she knows her stuff.
Yes, and I had a return to make.
You walked a return?
Yeah,
what the hell were you returning?
I was returning a dress at a store, and I was like, I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna walk.
I don't know why I pictured you on like a ladder. It was at Home Depot.
And I was like, 20-minute walk, easy. Like I wouldn't blink twice about a 20-minute walk.
Yeah, of course.
Here.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'll go. But then I honestly, there's nobody walking to the point where I was scared to walk alone. I was like, dude,
yeah, that is bizarre.
What? There was one other person walking behind me for like a block.
I hate
and
that.
I was like, he was like a little too close, and I was like, looking over my shoulder.
All
I walked to the other
streets,
side of the street. I was like, you're walking too close to me. Nobody's walking. There's nobody around. We're like, if anything were to happen, there's nothing. There's nothing.
Yeah.
Even crossing the street there is harder.
It is.
Yes.
Yes.
Not as many crosswalks.
There's also
I'm like running through traffic.
And they
trying to
give you
cross
a
the
walk
street.
sign for like 12 seconds, and they're massive, like 3 to 6 lane streets.
gotta stay in shape out there, you know? Ozempic's getting high. We gotta be like, fuck, you got 6 seconds to cross this bitch. It is funny because I grew up in Southern California, but I was out here about a month ago with my family, and watching my dad interact with New York City people. You said everybody is to themselves. Like my dad is like saying hello to everybody. Like getting in an elevator, it's like literally like Alf. Like my dad, like we'll see a guy, I'm like, hey, how you doing? The guy's like, what?
Yeah, they're like, I'm good.
Trying to suck and fuck, dude. What are you doing?
You're doing the Jeep wave.
Yeah, exactly.
People in Jeeps,
One of
like, do a
those.
little like, hey, or on a boat.
And I just want to be like, you don't have to. You don't have to.
Yeah, no, that is, people just ignore each other here.
So you mentioned dating life here, but dating life in California, in LA, is majority of it happening like in your DMs online? Like, you're not just going to the bar and
No, I don't bring a journal to the bar.
yeah.
Draw feathers.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a lot of just like either like dating on somewhat through the DMs. After the hidden request, you're like, all right, this feels adequate.
Here they all are.
Yeah. Beforehand, it was like one guy and he'd be like, what's up? It's me from high school. I live in Sacramento now. I'm like, well, I don't care. That didn't get on Raya, which hilarious. I don't know why.
You got denied?
I just never, It's like I've been on the wait list for like a year.
Your application is pending still?
They didn't like the people who recommended you?
No, they were like legit people too, which is so funny. Like I'm going to be like 97, about to die. Great life. Yeah. And then it'll be like, finally approved. Like it's going to go through at the wrong time.
Right.
Like it's just, I don't know. At this point, it's just funny. I think it's personal.
So would you go to other dating apps, or you're like, no, I want a good one?
I went on Hinge, but it's like I feel like it's sad. Like I feel like a loser on there, because like the funniest message I'll get, and I don't think I'm this like everybody knows me, but there's a portion of people on there that might, and I'll get a DM like, LOL, no way, this is the Trevor Wallace. I'm
Right.
like, funny that they think that. Also sad that it is.
Right,
you
no,
know?
exactly.
Yeah, it's
Sad
a little
that
bit of both.
Sad that it's
Sends a
just
picture holding
me.
up like it's
puts
me,
you
Trevor
in,
Wallace.
Yeah, it puts you in
with
a
the
position
time
to
and
prove
date.
it's yourself. That's the toughest
I've been
part.
on-
Like you have to prove it's yourself, which nobody wants to have
Yeah.
to do.
Sad.
Yeah.
I've been on
Right.
2 dates off Hinge, and one of the girls the night before was like, "Hey, can you just like send me a video that it's you and not a catfish?"
Did you?
Yeah, I was like,
What was the
I don't wanna
video
make
like?
it-
What was the
But I'm
video
saying
like?
that's where you're like, hey, it's me.
I think I
Trevor
just said
Wallace.
something like, yeah, exactly. I was like, this is, I like didn't show my face for a second. I was like, oh, it's definitely me. This is Trevor. This is Trevor. I did think it'd be really funny, and this is not it's not funny, but it would be funny, but it's not funny.
Disclaimer.
Disclaimer.
Big disclaimer there.
Women already go through so much dating in general, but I did think it'd be funny if I like sent like some like weird Russian dude to the date or something, and she's like, wait, hello? It's like, oh yeah, I'm the guy that was Trevor.
Oh, yeah.
And
no,
the
for
guy's
sure.
just
But,
a
like,
really
film it.
good Trevor
Yeah,
Wallace
right.
impersonator.
Yeah. But
Nothing's
like,
funnier than a girl thinks she's being abducted.
but that's the disclaimer. She wouldn't get abducted to be a film crew.
No,
We'd
you'd
have
be
craft
safe.
services.
That's a punked. That's a
Yeah,
punked
I would.
moment for
the
sure.
second she'd be like, "What the fuck?" I'd pop out and be like, "It's me." Like I wouldn't. That's also the thing, because like, yeah, I said it to one person.
Yeah.
Like, that's not funny. And I was
Right,
like,
but it's then if you actually did have any interest in dating that girl, like you'd be like, okay, so like now it's really me. Second date, you'd be like, fuck you.
Yeah, right.
It wouldn't have been
Like
a
you
good
see
idea.
her in real life and you're like, shit, like I
But-
should have just showed up myself.
Yes, I mean, I grew up in the punked era, so like that to
Yes.
me is very like parallel. It could have
Yeah.
could have been
Yes.
funny, but it's not. It's not
Yes.
funny. It's not
It
funny.
is
I know.
definitely. It is
fucked
definitely.
up.
In your own
It is
brain,
definitely
it's funny.
parallel.
Yeah.
I battle with this all the time where I'll think of something that I think is really funny,
Mm-hmm.
but then when you start saying it out loud to people and you're like, this is not the reaction.
And then you're like, I'm just spitballing.
no, like, I
Right,
just,
right.
I saw
it
it
just
on
would
workshopping.
be kind of
Yeah.
funny, but it's not. It's
Just trying
totally
to get the
not
feedback,
funny.
and I totally agree with you. I
This
don't
would
even
have
know.
crushed back in the day. Back when like Superbad was out, this would have crushed. What, do you guys? How old are we here?
29.
26.
Okay, yeah, 30. So
Yeah.
I feel like we're all
Yes.
watched a lot of the same.
Definitely
Punked.
same generation. Yeah, all those MTV shows they really fucked with
Missed them.
everybody.
Yeah.
Next was
Next.
so
Next.
good.
Room Raiders.
What
Room
about
Raiders was
the
great.
one with the parents?
Oh,
Parental Control. That one was
Is
my
that, is that where
favorite.
they would date? They would like have a casting call for their daughter's
Yes.
Yes.
fucking
Yes.
tits, and then
Yes.
they'd be like, "Hey, this guy Clark sucks. We're
Yeah.
gonna bring in the boys."
Oh my
And
God.
Imagine having that much free time where
Yeah.
you just line up on a Saturday to maybe date a girl you've never seen.
Yeah.
But it also was. I
loved
like
Parental Control.
Parental Control was the best. I'd like to think it was real, but the way that the
you're right.
boyfriend
Yeah.
would interact with the dad and the mom, he'd be like, "Yo, fuck your mom." It was like hilarious, but at the same time,
intros
there's
were
no way
so
this is
good.
real.
good.
My favorite is when the guy would be watching the date with the parents. Like, there's no way she's gonna kiss him. I know her. She's not
Yeah.
gonna. And then they're just
Yeah.
making out.
I know my daughter.
Yeah, she's doing that for charity work. She's gonna
No, but
write that off.
And it's also because then the parents also hate the significant other so much. Like they hate that boyfriend so much that they're watching their daughter make out with this stranger and they're like, yes, honey.
Yeah,
Yes.
the dad's
go
like
for
turning
it.
up
Take
the
him
volume.
down.
You hear how loud that is?
Like,
She's
yes.
moaning. You could never do that to her. Next was also just crazy for everybody's mental health because you walk off the bus, she's like, no, and then you got to sit with other dudes.
Yeah.
I would leave the show.
Yeah.
Don't go back in another bus of dudes.
And they try to bring these shows back, but not the ones we want to see. Like
right.
Cribs is back now. I saw
Is it?
that last night.
Yeah.
It's
tried to
back?
bring Punked back with
Chance
Chance the Rapper.
Yeah.
And there was some funny ones and then some that was just like you can't go as far as you need to.
and
Oh, I
Chance the
didn't think
Rapper is
about
not
that.
going to.
You know?
Chance the Rapper has
so
an
nice.
image
Yeah,
to uphold.
exactly.
Well, that was also on Quibi, so they I don't know what the hell was going on with that.
That's true.
Where did all that money
That
go?
disappeared.
They just, nobody got to
fake.
blame for that?
Quibi
Yeah.
just
Oh,
died out.
I have a question. This is unrelated, but it could be related about things that are just disappearing. Every shower door, back half gone.
Gone.
In
What is
every
that?
hotel room.
Every hotel.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
They can't get the warmth.
And I'm sitting
know.
there shivering.
Maybe
or
they do that
the
so you
glass
can-
door is like this big and then it's just open like
And you also have to reach around to turn the
Oh, yeah,
water
yeah,
on, then you
yeah.
get sprayed with the water. Like
just-
there's no.
Yeah.
I don't. Do you think they do it so you're not as warm in the shower? So maybe you take shorter showers, conserving water.
right. That's a definite
like
thought from
too-
like big environment maybe, but
That's what they call me in high school.
yeah.
Big environment.
environment.
It's a green
Where like
jacket.
like hotels definitely probably I don't think hotels care about
I don't know if they're
conserving
thinking
water.
that.
So
far
many
into
have
it.
that.
Also,
But yes, like it's just Or the ones that are just the glass panel that is by the shower head.
Yeah.
And then it goes halfway, then it's just open. You also destroy your bathroom. Like
water
everywhere.
My socks are wet. I'm brushing my teeth. I'm pissed off.
There's nowhere to hang your towel. There's just not. It's no.
The floor is just getting bukkake.
The
Sorry to drop that word on here. I know this is a family friendly show. Shout out Coors Light.
The hotel bathrooms now, the door is not separate from the room. Like there's also no real doors.
Oh, like a sliding one.
Like they're all sliding, or like the bathrooms are
when did
part
hotels
of the
get
room.
like modern?
I know.
And I'm not even staying in like nice ass. Like this is a Sheraton.
Yeah. I stayed somewhere like last year. I forget where it was. That like the shower was literally in the bedroom.
No, that was at the W in Scottsdale.
Oh, you're right.
Oh, I've been to the W.
My
Scottsdale.
bathtub
Right.
was just in the middle of the entire
no,
room.
but that is a different even thing than what I'm thinking of.
Which I'm not taking baths
But-
in a hotel, but
No.
God no.
Why not? What,
my
that,
God.
what did you? That's where you draw the line.
Yeah, no, that is
Do
where
you
I draw
think
the
they
line.
changed the bed sheets at hotels?
No, I
Baths?
really draw the line at a bathtub.
I don't
in
know,
a
there's
hotel.
something
I took
and
one
the more that
2
you-
weeks
and the
ago.
more that you think about it,
There's
like
something really freaky to me about a hotel bathtub.
Like, have you ever?
it's-
And I have done this multiple times, but after I do it, I'm like, like you sit naked on the hotel couch, like if there's a couch in your room,
nah.
and you're like, whoa.
Those couches are like
You're
placebo
telling me
effect. They're
you
not real.
won't put your you'll.
No, I'm saying I do it, but then afterwards, I'm like, why did I do that?
Oh,
So you won't
okay.
take a
So-
bath, but you'll sit
So I
on
was
the
gonna
couch,
say
ass out.
she won't leave her suitcase on the floor.
Oh, well, that's been engraved in me. Bed bugs.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like you'll sit
yeah.
bare ass on
Mine
the
is
couch.
currently on the floor right now.
Bare ass on the hotel
No,
couch.
you cannot.
But the suitcase can't be on the floor.
Yeah.
Up
yeah.
until my like first relationship, I was just such a guy. I would just take my luggage from JFK, toss it on the bed, and then like
That's
unpack.
crazy.
It's crazy. Now,
Yeah.
but now I get it.
No,
But
yeah.
now you're leaving it on the
But I'll
floor.
leave
So
it on the
maybe
floor.
now it'll
We're
stick in
getting
your
there.
head. Now
We're getting there.
get up, like rise from there. Put it on like a chair or something.
The chair, that's good real estate.
Yeah.
That's where I want to sit.
Mine's on the floor.
Yeah, I will say the floor is like it's a little iffy middle ground. Or I'll put it on the bed now, but I'll put a towel under it.
No,
you know?
and I-
like respectful.
And I guess like if the bugs really wanted to, they could crawl up.
Oh, right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about the floor. Like I don't know. This has been
so what do
engraved
you
in
have
me.
against the baths? What
The baths?
The bathtubs, I don't know.
I feel like nobody uses them. No.
No, but there's always like weird stains,
like on the tub.
on the tub, or
Well,
like
that's
there's
Scottsdale.
something. Yeah,
I
but
feel like murders.
Scottsdale's not a real place in my head.
No.
I feel like murders happen more in the bathtub.
I think a lot of self murders,
yeah,
suicide.
yeah.
Self murder.
Yeah, first of all, if I'm gonna off myself, I'm
fair.
calling it a self murder. Yeah, it's so much cooler. It's like a game of Clue. Like who offed himself?
That did
Trevor.
sound really cool.
Self murder. That's
Yeah.
coming out to Hulu next.
Right. That's the name of your next special.
Self murder.
Self murder.
Yep.
Not bad. Prime, pick it up.
Yeah. No, I just feel like that's where people are throwing like the bodies.
Oh.
And they bleed out in the tub,
Dude, you
and
know
then
what I
they're
heard?
cleaned up.
Big cruises have like a morgue in them. Like, because that many people on cruises are just like old and
Yeah,
choking
yeah,
on a
people
shrimp
could die
cocktail.
in
and
our-
that.
yeah.
No, they do.
Yeah.
I would never take a cruise.
Yeah, that makes sense. You wouldn't even like look at the ground. You won't make eye contact with the ground.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
it's
will
just being
also,
trapped, like-
say, you will never find me on a cruise.
Would you go on a cruise at this
I
day, in
would
this day and
do-
age?
In this economy,
Yeah.
I think I would if it was like a bachelor party or like a big group of good friends.
The
A lot of judgment on that.
the only
Big
time
bachor party cruise. Let's get
only time-
crazy.
A lot of 30-year-olds throwing bachelor parties on the Royal
Yeah,
Caribbean.
you know, if my boy says we're taking the Norwegian cruise to the Bahamas, we're going.
It's got to
Big
be a
boys
big
trip.
pitch. It's got to be a big pitch, and that guy must be very successful.
The
Yeah.
only time that I
You mean
ever,
like a yacht? Like you're not going on a cruise. Like you'll go on a bachelor party.
Nah,
on
I'll
a
do
yacht.
a Royal
Yeah,
Caribbean.
the only time I ever really wanted to go on a cruise was when I was like 12, and my friends that would go on cruises would come back, and they all have made cruise friends.
Yes.
And like
Wow.
I was so jealous. Like girls would like have their first kiss,
Yep,
or
yep,
like
yep.
have cruise boyfriends.
Yes, cruise boyfriends were
like their
always
cruise
a thing.
boyfriends
Okay,
were such
I
a
had
thing,
a camp
which is kind of like a
girlfriend.
camp, exactly,
Yeah.
kind of
Oh,
like
you
a
had
camp
a camp
girlfriend.
I
girlfriend?
like still think about her to this day.
Well,
Did
that's
you
what I'm
guys
saying. I think people
reconnect
still think
every-
about
No.
their cruise boyfriends.
Never.
No, every summer. Did you reconnect, or was it just
No,
one
it was
summer?
one summer,
One summer.
8th grade. We hit it off, and I can feel the moment when we first met for the
Yeah.
first
You
time.
can feel the emotions.
You know, I
right
hope
now.
she's listening to this. Maybe maybe
Maybe.
you guys could reconnect.
You know,
Was it like a first kiss or anything of that, or no?
I think mentally it was.
Yeah.
It felt like that.
It felt like a first.
I don't like it's like a flash in the pan of like a memory. It's like
Was
it's
it
so
sleepaway camp or
sleepaway camp. And
Yeah.
it like I can't even like I'm like speechless thinking about this lady. She might not even been real.
How long was it? How long was
camp?
sleepaway camp?
It was like a week. But like you know when you see that person at camp, you have to like play it cool. You're like, oh, what's up? You're getting breakfast right now? Yeah, I knew that. You know, like you have to like play it cool.
Right.
Pancakes? That's so cool.
It's like
Dumbass.
when you would where this happened to me a lot. Like I would like have a boyfriend on AIM, right? And you get asked out, but then the next day at school you act like you never saw each other, ever spoke to each other in your life.
I would have 24-hour girlfriends on like on AIM. I'd be like, will you be my girlfriend for the day?
Yeah.
Like a day past the equinox. I'd be like, you doing this?
Would not speak in real life, would only
Never.
speak like via text or online. I used to actually run away from my 8th grade boyfriend.
Yeah.
Like I'd be like in the park that everyone would hang out in town, which I feel like is what everyone had. Something
Everyone
like that.
had a spot.
Yeah,
And it
we
was
had a
like
movie
by
theater,
by like the
Friendlies.
library, the outside of the library.
Yeah.
And I would get a text that he's like, I'm in the front of the library, and I'd be like, oh, coming, but I'd be in the back, and then like I would just
You would
swap
just
for
leave.
like an hour. Like I'd be like, oh, now I'm in the front. Like just because I was so afraid to like
Really?
interact with
Right.
him in real life.
And that's what started like people being afraid to interact in general in real life,
Yeah.
and now everything's online.
That is so true. I didn't know the power.
I would say anything on a text message, but could not say it to anybody's face.
Right, I was sending out like I love yous.
Yeah.
And yet
I was
we
just
have
gonna say I didn't
never
know the
spoken
power
person.
of I love you, and I told a girl first night we're texting, my high school girlfriend freshman year. I remember the first night it was like she's like, okay, I'm going to bed, and then me passive aggressively like. Idiot. I'm like 14. I'm like, okay, ... I love you. Like, you're not gonna say it to me.
Excuse me.
Like, we held hands yesterday.
Excuse
Did
me.
that
You're
not
not.
mean-
That's how you're saying goodnight.
You took my hand virginity, and you're just gonna not say I love you, but like legit was like, no, I love you.
Yeah.
Like my parents do it, and we're not.
And she never said it back.
No.
I had like in 9th grade or 8th grade going into 9th grade, I had a boyfriend, the same thing, like AIM, whatever.
Hey.
And, heading into 9th grade, new dating pool, new high
Yeah, that's
school.
crazy.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, I got to get rid of this. And this makes me crawl out of my
Self-murder.
skin
Yeah.
thinking about this situation, because who in 8th grade is calling anybody babe or baby? But for some reason, this was our thing that like he would text me, hey babe, and I would have to text, hey baby.
Hey, babe.
And then
Baby, you
This
said
is
baby
too,
back.
like-
and I said baby.
It sounds
and
like
then-
two pedos
right.
like typing to each other. Just like, you are so hot, baby, babe,
Yeah.
babe, babe.
And it was every day it was the same. Hey babe, hey baby. And the day I wanted to break up with him, I just wrote hey. And he was like, what's
Something's
wrong?
wrong.
He was like, what's wrong?
Wait, that's
he
actually
knew
huge.
immediately. And
That's
I was
actually
like, that's
huge.
it.
Yeah.
And like,
He's like,
went through the grapevine. He was very upset. His mom told my mom. Like he
The
was
original
really
we need to
upset.
talk.
Right. It was just the hey.
Yeah.
No hey baby.
No, hey baby.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Hell of a spot for us to wrap up, but no, we're getting
the wrap up?
big
Oh my
time.
God, we
Like
haven't
for
even
like
talked about your special.
For like the last,
Oh, yeah, it's
for
out.
like the last 5 minutes, they're waiting for them, and
I'm
No,
sorry.
I love that. That's
yes.
so
Yeah.
that like those like stories like are so.
Yeah.
No,
funny.
we've been having a great time, but yes, we will plug the special.
Yes.
It is on
Yes.
Prime Video.
Prime Video. Thank you so much.
Pterodactyl.
And check it
Try
out.
and spell it if you want a challenge.
There's a P and a Y in there. That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
It's like
Somewhere
a
in there.
fucking Mad Lib.
Go watch
thank
it.
you so
You're
much for having me.
hilarious. Thank you so much for
thank you.
coming
Thank
on.
you.
All right. Thank you.